Good evening, Rusk Enjoyers. I have to do right because it's time for Profit Review. Please understand this. Basically, with every Rust that we have, 4 weeks later, I will return to it and just see how things turned out. Did everything match up to expectations? Were Hedge's predictions correct? And if not, you can hold me accountable. But in short, if things didn't turn out as expected, I should also explain why. Does that make sense? All good? Let's get started then. So, of course, last week we discussed the August 8, 2024 Rustore, and that means today we're here for August 15. So, what was my initial reaction when I first saw all of this? Well, I mean, it was an interesting batch of skins. Only one clothing piece, though, bit odd, and lo and behold, it's another jacket skin. I was not feeling optimistic at all with the likes of this. I thought, okay, cool, we got ourselves another transparent jacket skin. Basically, in the vein of, do you remember last year when we got the likes of the Berserker cloak jacket? Yes, this was the instant reference I made. But literally, just a little bit earlier this year, we also happened to have the Twitch drop Seer and Wilnef's jacket, the very cool looking cape. Now, I did look at this and it looked nice. It looked really cool. The cape design for the actual, like, night design that the likes of Multi-Hat Boris and Mr. Damdin produced, because, funnily enough, the jacket wasn't the first skin they produced for this proposed Heavy Night collection. It was actually the hoodie and pants. And so when you look, it looks really good because it looks really good with the hoodie and pants. That was the conflicting thing. Why did Face Punch pick the jacket first? It didn't make sense, as I said. So were we actually going to get the hoodie and pants? Or was this just like a one-off choice? Was this just like a one-off pick? It was very confusing. So I was a bit unsure of that one. And oh, look, another sheet metal double door. Hooray! So it's like, okay, cool. So this is obviously a sequel to the likes of the sheet metal door that we had quite recently, the Lighthouse sheet metal door. So this was basically turning into a brand new collection. Okay, we can accept that. That's looking very nice. So by default, should we start expecting even more of these? Well, we had to start questioning that. Okay, cool. So that was what? How many? I think we're up to, 13 sheet metal double doors at this point as well. So by default, was a bit concerned. Yeah, it was 12. Sorry, it's the 12th one. So yeah, talking about sheet metal double doors, it's its own thing, so I'll leave that aside. And let's now talk about the likes of another Ultramarine deplorable skin being accepted. So this happened to be the likes of the third one to be accepted in a row. Cool, that's a bit surprising. 3 in a row for a brand new collection? Okay, fair enough, that's fine. Will there be 4? And will there be more? Alright then, so that was up for debate. But at this specific point in time, sheet metal doors that came out in 2024 were not reliable. I could look at this right now and yap about this, but basically, every single one of them, even ones from notable collections, were down pretty bad. Yep. Even as we just kind of was at the tail end of the summer, every single one of them. It was very unfortunate to see. Was this going to be different? Well, that was up for debate. Junkernaught collection got a furnace skin. Very cool. Would the likes of a brand new Junkernaught deplorable potentially have a positive impact on the likes of the Gadge door and the sheet metal door? We had to wait and see. So, alright, okay, I got my eyes on that, but I know furnace skins at this point in time weren't exactly like changing the world. They weren't exactly rising up in price and going insanely, so I did keep that in mind. Oh, look, a Rainbow Pony collection skin. Pump shotgun, interesting. And we did have a couple pump shotgun skins accepted earlier in the year, which didn't really sell that much, and they rose up in price quite nicely to a very comfortable and reliable spot. So, you're going to show that, or are we just going to save that for a little bit later? Let's save it for a little bit later. Okay. Don't know why SCM was taking its time there. And then we had some other interesting weapon skins here. And the Quarantine collection got a pair of tools literally the week after getting the likes of the SAP being accepted. So, alright. Got some interesting skins. But what was my predictions? Let's go talk about that right now. So as I hop over to the likes of here, I can remind all of you that as I looked at all of these skins, by default, not feeling super confident, alright? Now, of course, there was a lot of collection continuations amongst the likes of these, and by default, we could assume, yeah, there very likely could be some more. But how reliable will that be? Yeah, I was still a bit concerned, I was still a bit unsure. So as I looked at all the skins, still knowing that they're very likely going to still drop down in price over the course of the autumn-fall seasonal dip, I looked at the likes of the Neon Dome Double Door. I thought, you know what? I could envision potentially seeing another sequel at some point down the line. I think it could work out well, and by default, I do know that a lot of people tend to like the standard, straightforward neon designs for many deplorables, more specifically door skins and whatnot. I remembered neon vibes, alright? So looking at that, I thought, okay, surely we'll see some more in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. We had to wait until the weekend following this to see what would be produced by then. So, okay, cool. What else was looking pretty interesting? The second skin I went after, it was the Rainbow Pony Pump Shotgun. I thought, okay, Rainbow Pony, one of the largest collections in the game, very bright, very colourful, But pump shotguns, they weren't exactly like super common. And looking at the previous two pump shotgun skins that we saw at that point, they were selling for a very, very comfortable price. Both of them only did like 9,000 subscribers, which is hardly anything in the grand scheme of things. But they both had gone up by like $1 or like $2. So they were very comfy at the point they were. Would the likes of the Rainbow Pony pump shotgun follow suit? Okay, so that was me questioning that. Then I talked about the likes of the Ultramarine sheet metal door, because yes, even though I wasn't super confident in the likes of sheet metal doors at this specific point, if we were going to see a fourth deplorable skin being accepted, mate, I mean, by default, I just instantly assumed it was going to work out quite nicely. And let me also remind you, with this Neon Dome double door being accepted on this day, the Lighthouse sheet metal door from the same collection did rise up in price, and it did go up into the positive. That actually surprised me. That lasted for about 3 days, and it went back down in price again. But me seeing that instantly got me thinking, well, Ultramarine seems to be getting quite a lot of momentum at the moment. Maybe, just maybe, things could work out well for the likes of that sheet metal door. So, yeah, next thing would be questioning how much it would sell by the next Thursday. So, okay, things are interesting with regards to that. Then I looked at all the other skins. Quarantine tools, I thought, okay, with the likes of the quarantine tools, would it end up like the weapon skins? I brought this up last week when I discussed the likes of the sap skin. Basically, in general, most of these weapon skins were up in price ever so nicely. I saw the likes of the sap looking to be a very, 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 very reliable option, but could the same be said for the likes of the tool skins? At this specific point, the quarantine rock did go down in price. It did happen. But is that a weapon or is it a tool? Yeah, it's up for you to consider. But there's also the issue in regards to hatchets and pickaxe skins. For some strange reason, people simply do not like hatchet skins. They simply do not like pickaxe skins. It's something I always bring up to people. I always mention it. It keeps happening over and over again. Every single hatchet you see here is down to around $1. Half the price. Could the same thing potentially happen to the likes of that? Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. And then I looked at the likes of the other skins. So what was I considering from here? I looked at the likes of the Junkernaught furnace. Again, looking at the furnace, I thought maybe that might have a nice positive impact on the likes of the door skins. Maybe we actually might see those transparent glow-in-the-dark doors actually start to rise up in price now. Maybe, possibly. We shall see. But furnace skins, at that point during this year, they weren't doing very well. Nope. The vast majority of them down in price pretty bad. So, hey, it was up to, we had to wait and see. I never rushed into making a purchase. I never rushed into making an investment. That wasn't abnormal, though. So the best we could do is look at it on Wednesday night and make considerations from there. Then with the likes of the Heavy Night jacket. So as I said, initially, I looked at that jacket and I thought, I can't help but assume it's just a one-off. Why was that picked before the hoodie and pants, even though the hoodie and pants was submitted a week before that? So a little bit concerned, not 100% sure on it. Let's see how things turn out, because it was selling very nicely. At this specific point when I did predictions, it was the top selling skin at $3 a piece. Clearly it's got interest, so I guess I'd have to kind of accept it doing possibly well. We shall see. And then with the other remaining skins, Bird of Luck MP5, Heater SAR, recycled hazmat bow. I really didn't have that much faith in them. The Heater SAR came out after the Heater AK-47, and at that specific time, the Heater AK-47 down to $1. It went and halved in price. SAR skins tend to follow suit in regards to how AK-47 skins behave. It's unfortunate, but couldn't help but expect it. And then I looked at the likes of the MP5. Bird of Luck MP5 came out after the Bird of Luck AK-47. That sold for $3 in the Rust store. At that specific point when I was looking at this, it was down to like $1.30. So I really didn't have that much faith in this collection. Unfortunate, but again, I expected the behaviour to happen all over again. And then lastly, the recycled hazmat bow. A cool looking design, very DIY style, very grounded, not flashy. But by default, bow skins don't really hold up very well. And to see something like that being accepted, nothing wrong with it. Its design was intended, and I give props to the skin creator, but it's not to everyone's taste. And unfortunately, couldn't help but assume it was likely going to suffer. So, alright, cool. That's basically all the skins there. Right, so, shall we talk about the progress? Shall we talk about how things turned out after the first day? So as I hop over to here, we can see, 1 day in, the likes of the Heavy Night jacket, that did almost 8,500 subscribers. Very cool. Following that, Neon Dome Double Door did over 8,000 subscribers as well. That's not too bad. Looking pretty sweet. And then I could see the likes of the Ultramarine Sheet of the Door doing 6,000 subscribers. Then it starts to drop off a fair bit. The weapon skins didn't really go up. They didn't really go that high in terms of sales. But hey, these two were looking quite interesting, and this wasn't really selling that much. So by default, that also was looking very nice. And I was already making comparisons. I mention it here. Rainbow Pony sales reaching at least 10k next week, or maybe less. I was referencing it to the likes of the Black Gold Pump Shotgun and the other one I can't remember. But anyway, point is, things were looking pretty okay. Nothing to worry about. So now we'll talk about the likes of when I did the abnormal buy orders. So on the Wednesday next week, when we're looking at almost the final sales, Heavy Night Jacket, almost 18,000 subscribers. Neon Dome Double Door, 17,500 subscribers. Ultramarine Sheet Metal Door there with 13,600 subscribers. These they sold quite nicely, but not insanely. Perfectly reasonable. Can't complain with what I see there. And when it came to the likes of all the other skins, Junkernaught Furnace did over 10,000 subscribers. Well, more specifically, 11,500. That's fine. Very average for a furnace skin, but there are some concerns, and I'll talk more about that when I look at the likes of discuss the prices. And then you've got the Rainbow Pony shotgun here, not abnormal, but it only did 9,000 subscribers at that point, hardly any sales. But it did already pass the likes of the Black Gold Pump shotgun. Maybe this wasn't going to be as reliable in terms of an investment. And then all the weapon skins, they really didn't sell that much, to be honest. If I could just skip ahead a bit, I can see the likes of the Heater SAR, only 8,500 subscribers. And we've got the Bird of Luck MP5, only 8,250 subscribers. The Quarantine Tools, they only did about 7,000 subscribers each. And then the Recycled Hazmat Bow, only 4,400 subscribers. So now that we've just basically addressed all of that, why am I making such a fuss about the subscriber counts? Well, it would definitely be more of a case of specifically talking about the likes of the Recycled Hazmat Bow. I know I'm talking about this first, but I had to make a big fuss about earlier this year. We had the likes of the Pumpkin Bow getting manipulated and getting pumped to quite a high point. So the Pumpkin Bow was a glow-in-the-dark Halloween bow that was accepted in late 2023. Sold hardly anything. It did 4,700 subscribers. But that looked like it was potentially on course to sell less than that. And in short, around February time in 2024, Pumpkin Bow kept getting bought and bought and bought and bought. For a skin that at one point went all the way down to about 80 cents in price, suddenly was selling for about $9. Could the same thing potentially be emulated with the likes of that? And then, of course, in regards to the subscriber counts, I was making very strong comparisons to the likes of the pump shotguns. So hopefully it'll work this time. Come on, don't be shy. Well, there we go. Yes, Imperial Pump Shotgun, that's right. 9,400 subscribers, 7,800 subscribers. Both of these were in the profit of about $1 to $2. So it was looking very appealing, and that was definitely getting me curious about, the likes of the Rainbow Pony Pump Shotgun. Let's talk about the prices then. What prices did I consider when I looked at all of these abnormals, and then, of course, the non-abnormal skins, the regular skins? So Heavy Night Jacket, you sold not too ridiculously, but still quite a lot. I was by default expecting more jacket skins regardless, because remember, we had a lot more compared to all the previous years. So looking at that jacket skin, I worried. I wasn't 100% sure. I definitely questioned if we were to see the likes of the hoodie and pants being produced. And funnily enough, over the course of the weekend, we saw Tier 3 also being produced as well. So potentially, over the course of the next few rush tours, maybe we might see either of them potentially being accepted. Well, I wasn't 100% sure on that. So me being cautious, I was like, you know what? At $3, I worry about it. I'm not 100% sure on it. I'm only going to offer 90 cents to $1.30. If we don't see any continuations, I fully expected it to suffer like many other jacket skins that got accepted at certain points this year. And yes, many of them did suffer. So yeah, I went and played it safe. 90 cents to $1.30. When I looked at the likes of the Sheet Metal Double Door, I thought that was potentially one of the most reliable things to consider. We did not see a sequel over the course of the weekend, but if you looked at all Sheet Metal Double Doors at this specific point, even though we had a lot of them this year, every single one of them was still basically in the positive. Yep. So I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe it does drop down in price a fair bit. Maybe during the worst of times around October this year, I thought maybe that Sheet Metal Double Door might go all the way down to around $2. So I suggested doing $1.20 to $1.70. I thought, yeah, there's still potential that we see more continuations being produced. Surely that Neon Dome Double Door is just basically the beginning for something a whole lot more. Because remember, that's the second skin to be accepted in its collection. But I was cautious because there had been many deplorable collections that were accepted this year that stopped after 2 or 3 acceptances. So I had to be a bit cautious about that. And that's also something I was cautious about in regards to the Ultramarine sheet metal door. We had 3 consecutive acceptances. Were we going to see Ultramarine collection beating the curse? Because if I can recall, we had a sleeping bag being submitted. Will that be accepted in the very next Rust door? Well, and again, if we saw that being accepted, surely the Ultramarine sheet metal door would, spike in demand, spike in price, and work out ever so nicely, which would be quite a surprise compared to all the other sheet metal doors that are accepted in 2024. So looking at that sheet metal door, the Ultramarine sheet metal door, I looked at it, I questioned it, I worried about it, I wasn't 100% sure about it. 80 cents to $1.20. That's how I approached it. Yep. Right, and then next we had the likes of the Bird of Luck MP5. It looked cool, it looked nice, but I wasn't that confident in it at all. I went with the likes of 80 cents to $1.20. I saw how bad the AK ended up at, and I couldn't help but assume the MP5 was going to basically emulate the exact same behaviour. But I was looking at a lot of the more recent MP5s, and they didn't really go down in price that badly. Plus, it was a pure green pure green MP5, and I thought maybe some people would like it for camouflage, with the likes of their Forest Raiders sets, or Reptile Hunter, or, other options. But yeah, it really didn't look like it was going to go down in price all the way down to 60 cents to 80 cents. That's why I went with the likes of 80 cents to $1.20. Cool. Now for the regular skins. Looking at the likes of the Junkernaught Furnace, here's the funny thing. Those doors, the transparent, glow-in-the-dark, garage door, and sheet metal door, they did not even change. We got a brand new deplorable skin being accepted. Neither of the doors budged. Nothing happened. Yep, that was concerning. So I looked at this furnace, acknowledging that most furnace skins that were accepted in 2024 did not work out very well. I just went with 60 cents to 80 cents. I really did not have a lot of faith in it. I don't even recall if I did put down that much of a buy order. I think I did one. And that was it. There was a continuation that was submitted. I believe it was a large box, but will that be accepted? We shall see. Then we had the likes of the Rainbow Pony Pump Shotgun. I was interested. I was curious. It was selling in the Rust store for $2 or $1.99, and I was like, you know what? I don't think we'll be seeing that many of them on the Steam market. As I showed you a little bit earlier, there was the Black Gold Pump Shotgun and the Imperial Pump Shotgun. Black Gold did 7,800 subscribers, Imperial did 9,400. At this specific point, with it sitting here at 9,000 subscribers, I thought, looking at the Imperial Pump Shotgun with like 30 listings, I thought that was going to have hardly any listings as well. And I thought, you know what, maybe we will see more Rainbow Pony skins being accepted in the future. Early this year, at this point, we had the likes of a jacket skin. So I was thinking, and I went with $1 to $1.60. I thought, I don't expect a ton of pump shotguns being accepted anytime soon. I thought, yeah, maybe it will dip down in price a fair bit, but not ridiculously. It'll drop down a nice little bit. But then, when we go through the likes of January 2025 and the summer of 2025, can't help but assume that Rainbow Pony pump shotgun will probably rise up in price ever so nicely. Much like the previous 2 pump shotguns. So I was like, okay, fair enough. I'm going to go $1 to $1.60. I wanted to go strong. I wanted to see how things could work out. So that's how I went about it. Then with the likes of the Heater SAR, 60 cents to 80 cents. Just typical situation where I just instantly knew it's going to go down in price. Very sorry to say, but it just perfectly aligned with many other SARs that were accepted at certain points this year that just went down in price instantly. Then we had the likes of the Quarantine Tools, Hatchet, and the Pickaxe. I didn't have a lot of faith in it. They both sold. They both sold at $1.99, and I was looking at them. I was questioning it, and I just decided to do 80 cents to $1.20, not to go all the way down to the likes of 60 cents to 80 cents. I thought maybe with the Quarantine Collection have a lovely resurgence during the likes of 2024. Maybe it could work out quite nicely. Maybe people do truly like the likes of the Quarantine Collection. So that's why I went 80 cents to $1.20. And then we have the recycled hazmat bow. Every single bow skin that had been accepted in the past two years, except the special bow that was produced by Face Punch, the Legacy bow back in December of 2023, every single one of them was in the negative. Sorry, I hit my mic there. And I just didn't have a lot of faith in it. Now, at that specific point, 4,400 subscribers, remembering the pumpkin bow, I was like, well, hang on a minute. Maybe we'll have another situation like this again. Just to remind all of you, with my buy order that I put down on the pumpkin bow, I ended up buying a whole bunch of them for like 70 cents each, and I didn't sell them until it got manipulated. And I made a lot of profit thanks to that. So, remembering that, I was like, well, I guess I'll just do the same, 60 cents to 80 cents. Because initially, the people who probably would like to manipulate it, they don't want to go near it. They want people to unload all of their stock on the Steam market. Then they can buy all of it. Then they have a controlling stake. So I'll just put my barter down and let things just let things happen. And if it does get manipulated in the future, chances are I'll have a whole bunch of them through barters for super cheap prices that I can manage and handle. Cool. So that's how things turned out. And now we can go over to here and discuss the outcomes. Did everything match up to expectations? Was Hedge correct or was he wrong? Feel free to get yourselves nice and prepared to comment, because I think we have a bit of a couple problems. Right, let's get started. The heavy night jacket. Right now, it's basically evens. But let me tell you, did we see a continuation happen? Oh yes, we did. Quite a lot. Now here's the funny thing. Only during the likes of when the hoodie and pants were accepted with the very next rush store did we see this rise up in price ever so nicely. This went from $3 to $8. Yes, over the course of the weekend with the following next rush stores. So here you go, August 22. Sorry about that. Blah, blah, blah. With August 22, with this being accepted, that jacket skin went up and up and up. It kept getting bought out. And yeah, I had a couple of people in my regular stream chats, my Twitch chats, pointing out that they bought some. Glassholio, for example, he sold a few of them for $8. He was very happy. He made some very nice profits. I remember, like, just sitting there during my streams, I kept telling guys, just sell them now. Grab that money whilst you can. I don't expect the prices to stay like that forever. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Over the course of a week, it went up from $8 and it went all the way down to like $5. And then in the further future, we did get more continuations, quite literally consecutive continuations over the course of a month. So, cool, that was very nice, worked out very nicely, but this still went down in price a fair bit. It's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. It only really went up in price to a very nice high point with the first acceptance. Okay, cool. So, I suggested 90 cents to $1.30, but I did acknowledge that there were continuations potentially there. And the order of the acceptances, so again, just to show you this one more time, it was really odd. I just couldn't understand it. So as I go to, show more of them, as you can see, hoodie and pants, they were submitted first, then it was the jacket. I'm confused. And the funny thing is, it's a metallic set. I wasn't sure we're going to see another one of these anytime soon. Earlier this year, we had the likes of the Cyber collection. It was had the Damascus collection, which, funnily enough, guess who made the Damascus collection? Oh, look at that. It's the Damascus collection produced by Multi-Arhat, Boris and Damden. So, like, for some reason, they accepted the heavy night jacket, but they never accepted a Damascus jacket. Hey, obviously heavy night is better on theme, and potentially down the line, maybe we'll see the likes of a longsword being accepted, because that's what they produced recently, so cool. Anyway, I went and played it safe. I acknowledged there's a fairly decent chance that it could potentially, get those continuations and spike in price ever so nicely. I played it safe, and I got it wrong. Now, I acknowledge what could have happened, and that's what happened, but yeah, I missed out. So I would sit here and say, yes, I was wrong, but I knew what could likely still happen. And if you were braver than me and you bought some, or you went with a high barter, props to you. Feel free to comment below. Laugh at me if you wish. All right then. So that worked out quite nicely. Let's now move on. Neon Dome Sheet Metal Double Door. Guess what? We did eventually see a continuation, and guess what? It caused this to rise up in price ever so nicely. So we got the likes of the oil rig garage door, which look very nice. And as I hop over to here, you can see that right there in front of you. Cool. There's a bit of a problem though. Another garage door. Oh dear. So as you can see right now, that's down in price. But as I move back over to here, that neon dome double door is still doing very nicely. Yes, all the sheet metal double doors still doing ever so nicely. And I'll be honest with you, I should probably do another video going over the sheet metal double doors. Because earlier this year, we were surprised to see so many of them being accepted. And of course, Twitch drops as well. Look at all the Twitch drops. We've got old school double sheet metal door. We've got sheet metal double door. We've also got the likes of the Bellum sheet metal double door. And we've got the likes of the Base Invader sheet metal double door that's going away during the likes of September this week. So cool, awesome, wonderful. But it's still holding up quite nicely. I'm surprised. I genuinely am. And just to compare to previous years, we didn't get that many in previous years, but this year, quite a lot. So, okay, fair enough. Sheet metal double doors still seem to be perfectly fine investments. At the very least, they would do a good job of retaining their value. That seems to be the case here. And I suggested $1.20 to $1.70. That's fine, as of now. But it's still September right now, isn't it? And over the course of the next 4 weeks, will we see the likes of that sheet metal double door drop down in price? Over the likes of here. I should update them, never mind. We shall see. If I were to look at this right now on the Steam market, and take a quick look at the likes of this. There's only 52 listed on the Steam market, $2.82. It's very thin, and the barters are still very strong. I do believe at worst it's still only going to go down to about $2, as we've got all of these barters right here. Not that many listings. It looks like it's going to be doing a pretty reliable, it's going to have a very reliable time in retaining its price, and as we reach the likes of January time, very likely will be holding on. So I believe my buy order, I think I could still pick up a bunch of these when it potentially reaches down to around $2. We shall see, but I think I'm perfectly fine with that one. I think I got that correct. So let's move on. Ultramarine Sheepman Adore. We got the sleeping bag. You probably saw it just a minute ago, but yeah, Ultramarine Collection ended up getting 4 consecutive acceptances in a row. When a Sheepman Adore was produced, that wasn't accepted. But then when a Furnace was produced, instant acceptance. Anyway, so we've had quite a lot of these accepted so far. Very nice to see. But with the likes of the Sheepman Adore, right now it's doing very nicely. It's the only Sheepman Adore currently that came out in 2024 that's in the positive. Now, it's only got 34 listings on the Steam market. It's currently sitting here at $2.79. The barters are going all the way up to about $2.20. The strong, like the lowest, okay, how do I say this? The highest point where we got like some big, thick quantities for the barters, they're basically at $2. When things potentially get so much worse, this potentially at worst will only go down to about $2. That's still perfectly fine. This seems to be very nice and very secure. People like the Ultramarine collection. They enjoy the calm, blue, docent vibes. So, alright, cool. Nice to see. Did I go anywhere close with my buy order? No, I played it safe. I did 80 cents to $1.20. Played it too safe again. I acknowledge that, if there were to be another continuation, it could potentially work out quite nicely. As I mentioned, with the likes of this collection, when that Sheepman Adore was accepted, that Sheepman Adore did spike in price quite nicely. But I didn't want to risk it, and that's what happens if you play it too safe sometimes. Ta-da! How very unfortunate. So, I was wrong there, I believe. You can laugh at me. Feel free to comment below if you bought some of those and made some lovely profits. Right, then we could talk about the likes of the Junkernaught furnace, and lo and behold, it went down bad. Yep, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. We never saw the likes of that large box being accepted. Face Punch just didn't want it. Then again, we did get quite a lot of large box skins being accepted in 2024, so alright, cool. There's only 21 listings. The buy orders, they only got to 65 cents. This is like a perfect showcase of lack of interest. The price, the lowest listing is very low. The highest buy order isn't that high. There's not that many listings. It's just a sheer lack of interest. Very unfortunate to see. So I actually did buy some of these from my buy order. Not too many, but enough where it's going to be a bit of a problem trying to sell them all, dear. But maybe we'll still see some more Junkernaught skins in the future. Mr. Fuff, keep up the good work, please, please. But as expected, I went with the likes of 60 cents to 80 cents for the buy order. Lo and behold, it's sitting here at 80 cents right now. So congrats if you bought them. Oh dear, oh dear. Rainbow Pony Pump Shotgun. So, made such a big fuss about how much it sold, which of course, by the end, was 9,700 subscribers. And right now, it's only down in price by 5%, or more specifically, if we look at its actual price right now, I do believe it's down to $1.95 and $1.90. Okay, fair enough. That's fine, My buy order, I believe, I must have removed it, or I bought a ton of them. It is what it is. Anyway, so, with its current position right now, I don't think that's going down in price ridiculously. Okay, it's got 48 listings. Is that it? Remember, most Rust skins on the Steam market, on average, have around 100 quantity. That has half the amount. Once we reach around October time, I don't think it's going to go down dramatically, terribly, bad. I think it's totally fine. So, if you did manage to buy a bunch of these, feel free to comment. Feel free to message me how you feel in regards to its current position. But I'm not worried. I feel like that'll be working out perfectly fine in the future. And yes, there was definitely more Rainbow Pony skins being accepted, wasn't there? Because after that, we did see the likes of the boonie hat and the poncho. And I'm still hoping to see the likes of burlap and hide clothing. We'll see how that turns out. So that right there, I feel like I'm fine with my buy order. We shall see how that works out, and hopefully we will walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. Then we can look at the likes of the Heater Sar. It's down to $1, as expected. It wasn't yeah, look at it. It's got 44 listings. The highest buy order is 88 cents. The lowest listings is $1.08. Yeah, it's got no interest. It's got no interest, I'm afraid. Yeah. So to see it go down in half price, it was inevitable. We were very straightforward with it. I mentioned the AK. I took one look at it and I thought, no. So yeah. Then we had the likes of the MP5, and as you look over to here, yeah, it's doing quite all right. Not terribly. but not the best either. It's down to $1.44 right now, and I did suggest 80 cents to $1.20, and as of now, you can see that's still there. So, okay, that seems fine about right now, and hopefully in the future we'll see more of these skins being accepted, and hopefully in the future we'll see them work out quite nicely. But yeah, as of now, with the likes of this week, we have the SAR skin, which you can see right there. It's not selling that much. It's the lowest selling skin this week. I don't think there's that much interest in this collection, which is a bit of a problem. But look at the AK. It's still sitting at around $1.30. It did go down to $1 at one point, but now it's back to $1.30. So, okay, cool. Maybe that appearing made other people want to buy that. Yeah, we'll see. And potentially on the horizon, maybe we'll have some more Bird of Luck skins being accepted, because they're definitely still being produced. But yeah, that basically matched up to expectations. It went down to $1, or less than $1. It went down by $1. You get that. We're done. Move on. Right. Then we have the quarantine tools. Lo and behold, much like every other hatchet skin and pickaxe skin, they went down to $1. How very unfortunate. But it keeps happening. It just keeps happening. People do not seem to care about hatchets and pickaxe skins. Do you have a good enough answer? Please tell me. Like, honestly, I've heard people say, "Oh, the DLC packs are better." Okay, fair enough. But is that really like enough? you again. I would love to hear your comments. I would rather just use the chainsaw. All right, fair enough. I'd rather just use the jackhammer. All right, fair enough. I get it. I understand. But is that like enough? Is that like enough of an answer? Or do people just like to use some of the older skins that already exist? We shall see. Anyway, down to $1. What else do I need to see? Highest buy order is only 87 cents, 86 cents. Yeah, there's just no interest. There's just no interest. So, all right, cool. Awesome. And it did not, like, work out quite nicely. But then again, right now, it is the bear times, so it's not like it's going to do super great right now. Maybe we should look at it again, at a certain point in the future. You could do that in your own time. Some of you might be watching this 6 months later, so yeah, look at it then. What does it look like now? Tell me, comment. Right, awesome. So, all right, that matched up to expectations. Then we have the recycled hazmat bow. And looking at this right now, as you can see, there we go. It's not exactly doing super great, but it's not exactly doing terrible. Like, there's only 16 listings. It really didn't sell that much, with the final amount being 4,700. And as I can look over to here, I can bring up the likes of the pumpkin bow right now. So at some point in the future, will this go down very cheaply, because the pumpkin bow did? And just to remind you, initially, when it came out, there was no interest. A glow-in-the-dark bow skin. Not nice. People don't seem to like that. They don't want to be seen at night time. And as you can see, initially, this is how I went about it when I first talked about the recycled hazmat bow. This went down a price all the way down to about 80 cents at one point. Less than, actually. But then, February 2024, it starts to get bought out, manipulated, and pumped all the way up to about $9. And then the manipulation stopped, and it dramatically crashes back down again. Will that happen to the likes of what we have over here? Time will tell. As of now, there's some curious buy orders. Some people went a little bit higher. Some people went all the way up to $1 with their buy orders. Maybe they're still picking some of these up. Fair play to you. Did you do that? Feel free to comment below. I don't know what's going to happen, but it did sell ridiculously low, so we shall see. Maybe it takes a while. Maybe it takes a year. But eventually, at some point, if you still have them and they get manipulated, you're walking away with a lot of profit. Right then, so overall, again, it's the same thing. Hedge kind of just plays it too safe sometimes, and then he gets ruined. I know, but like, again, I still look at all of these skins in the long term, and I just can't help but assume I can pick these up for a cheaper price. So, for example, Heavy Night Jacket, you've done a good job retaining your value, what with so many Heavy Night skins consecutively being accepted. However, if it suddenly stops now, what's likely going to happen to you now? Looking at the buy orders, oh, okay, that guy jumped in and did a higher buy order. Maybe it works out quite nicely. Maybe he gets a bit scared and he removes it if it suddenly drops down in value quite a lot. So we shall see. But with those buy orders, it's going to take a long time for it to potentially go down to about 90 cents to $1.30. So, yeah, okay, it is what it is. Fair enough. I will sit here and say, though, if you've done buy orders over the course of this year, please monitor your buy orders. Please keep them in check. Why is that? Because unfortunately, it's during this period of time, the dreaded autumn fall seasonal dip, where loads of people like to dump their skins, even if it's like much cheaper prices. Some people like really cave into sunk cost fallacy. So be prepared for the likes of that, all right? I am warning you, all right? You don't want to end up like me, where you end up spending a lot of money, and it takes quite a while to sell it again. But, during the likes of January time, it's a wonderful time to sell. But you got to wait. You got to wait. And you're not like me. I can replenish my funds. Can you? You probably have 1 or 2 accounts. I've got 8. Right. I don't mean to yap too much. Okay, it's about 35 minutes. You like listening to me talk, don't you? So, yeah, feel free to comment your thoughts, and that's a wrap. Conclusion, most of the things that I suggested kind of worked out quite nicely, but it was mostly the sort of negative things like I can't help but assume this is going to suffer and that's going to suffer. And when it came to the things that worked out quite nicely, again, as I said, I just play it too safe. So when we do our abnormal baths in the future, maybe just go a little bit more risky compared to Hedge. It's up to you. But I'm the one who has walked away with a ton of skins and a ton of profits as time has gone on. Maybe playing it safer works out quite nicely in the long run, but maybe playing it riskier, it works out a lot better in the short term. It's up to you. So, cool. Double thumbs up. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.